Okay. You gotta get it all out now, and then I'm gonna make a list.
7.
7?
Are you just repeating that?
I don't know. Number 32. No, never mind. I got that one. Oh, yeah, there is.
Question 40. Oh, we're not doing the middle.
There is no 40.
38.
We're not doing
There is no 38.
You tell me you got -1,
Number 6, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Oh, yeah. That was the thing.
That's it, you guys? So
No,
basically
man.
nobody did it, or what?
No, we did it.
Number 1?
Number 3.
Where's my red pen? I hate losing pens.
What about my pen, miss?
Your pen is invalidated.
Anything else, guys? You guys understood everything else completely?
No.
So, there will be some rewards for those who diligently study this packet in their midterm. Because there will be some nice surprises on the midterm. I mean the final. I really lost that pen. I'm so sad.
Do you want my DirecTV pen?
No, does anybody have a red flowy pen like this, but red?
Yes.
Wait, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
35. I have a red one like that one. 35.
Or a purple, or any color.
35.
Oh.
Thanks.
That's extra credit, Brian.
Okay.
Extra credit.
35?
Yeah.
Worry about it.
Okay, that's it, guys? We're good?
36.
Wait, there is no 30. Oh, yeah, there is.
23. 37. 1 to 36.
Oh yeah, 37. That's hard.
23.
You haven't even done it yet. Hey, so there's going to be 32 questions on the test, a combination of multiple choice, selected response, that means select all that apply, constructed response, okay? So those will be the main types. Also, I want you guys to bring your calculators if you have one. Make sure you clear it of all its memory of all the formulas and stuff if you have that, because I'm going to make you clear it. Why do you think you're going to need a calculator for the test?
Because you're gonna do math. Complicated equations.
For the law of sines and law of cosines, okay? Well, I have a few to let you guys borrow, but I don't have enough for everybody. Yeah.
Didn't you get new ones? Why is it that for only this class we do these type of tests? Like,
I thought we were doing
It's math. All the math classes.
math classes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what kind of batteries
A AAA. Or no, AA. Okay. The other thing is, if anybody has seen or knows of my calculator, it's gone missing, please let me know.
Hey, you should put an extra
It went
cost
missing during the retake, the day I had like 40 kids retaking in here, so.
What color was
I heard that was there. Was it the one with the yellow thing on the back?
No. Anyhow. Alright, okay, let's start. Let's start with number 1.
You got a camera in here, you know?
But number 1's easy.
You got a camera, man.
Alright, if it's easy, you can help me out.
Alright.
It says rewrite it in the form x to the r times y to the s, where r and s are proper fractions. What is this telling you?
All the
Okay,
answers are
this
the
is,
same.
yeah, these are not, so okay, if you guys read my note on Schoology, this is not the answer choices. This is a constructed response problem where you supply your own answer. This was just all the different possible correct answers that they would accept.
Oh,
Okay? So what is it saying to write it in this format? They don't want it in a fractional format. They want it just to be x to the one fraction and y to the other fraction, right? So that's the format we need to reduce it to. So let's take it one piece at a time. This first piece here, how can I rewrite this as just x to the one exponent?
It's gonna be x 5 over 3.
Yes, okay, so this is the exponent. This third root, it means 1/3 exponent, right? Good. What about this part? Y to the, what is the square root of y?
2. 7 over 2. 1/2.
Oh, square root of y is y to the 1/2, right? But if we have 1/2, y to the 1/2, that's the square root of y, right? But all of that is the 7th power, then you're going to do what to these two exponents? Multiply. So 7 times 1/2 is 7 over 2, 7/2.
Bam.
Okay, can this y just go to the numerator or to the denominator? Either one. Okay, you want to put it at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay, if it goes to the bottom, then it has to become a positive 3. If it went to the top, it would be a negative 3, right?
Oh,
Same thing. Okay, and then we have x to the 3/4. What happens when you have two numbers, exponents of the same base that are being divided.
You gotta find the common denominator. That's
It's gonna be subtracted, so x to the 5/3 minus 3/4 times y to the 7/2 minus 3. Okay, we need to have a common denominator. What's a common denominator here? 12. So then this one has to be 4 over 4, and this one is 3 over 3. So it's 20 minus 9, which is 11 over 12. And then what's 7 over 2 minus 3? What's a common denominator here? 2 over 2, which is 6 over 2. 7 minus 6 is 1 over 2.
And there you go.
And there you go.
And there you go.
By the way, what's 7 over 2 as a decimal? What's if you have $7 and split it in half, what do you get?
3.5.
350, right? 350 minus 3 is
0.5.
50 or 1/2, right? So there you go. Okay, that's number 1. So we just did number 1. Now we're going to go on to number 3. Okay, look at number 3. It says, what value of x makes this equation true? Okay, well, let's simplify the left and then simplify the right. So how do I simplify the left side? They have the same base, so it's going to be 7 to the what? 3/4 minus x over 8 power, right? And the other side is going to be what? What is this? 7 to the 1/8. If 7 to the this equals 7 to the that, then this equals that. Is that true?
True.
Okay, so that means this equals that. You get me? Well, I want to get what? A common denominator. So I'm going to multiply 2 over 2. So this is really 6 over 8 minus x over 8 equals 1 over 8. What does x have to be? 5, because 6 minus 5 gives you 1. And we have the common denominator 8. So x equals 5. Yep.
What if instead of like the both sevens, you know? One was like a 7 and the other one was like a 6.
You can't compare them like that. So you wouldn't be able to solve it, to be honest.
You would have to solve for the x.
You would what you would have to do is you would have to log both sides, because the inverse of exponentiating is logging. But I wouldn't give you something like that just yet. Okay? But actually you did that in algebra 2. You were supposed to, at least. All right. So let's go on to the next one, which is number 8. Número 8. Oh, this is a nice one. Jake. Jake's Car Depot charges $24 per day to rent a car and 18 cents per mile driven. Assume that y represents the total cost, daily cost to rent a car, the total daily cost to rent a car, and x represents the number of miles driven. Which of the following equations can be used to calculate the total daily cost of renting a car? You skip these ones? Okay. What do you guys think? We're trying to calculate y, right? What does y represent? Y represents the total daily cost. Okay, well, how much is it going to cost you? $24 to rent a car? What is the $24 for? It's for the day, and then what? 18 cents per mile. So, okay, how would you guys go about calculating this?
You add them up.
24 plus 18 times the mile x.
18 by the number of miles driven, okay?
And then plus 24. $24.
And then you have to add 24 for the original flat rate, right? So for example, if I drove 10 miles, how much would I have to pay?
Times 18.
24. Everybody has to pay 24 no matter what for that day. And then 10 miles times 18 is $1.80. So I'd have to pay $25.80, right?
True.
So isn't that the equation?
Yeah.
So remember what kind of a function is this? What parent graph?
That's
It's linear. It's linear growth. Remember, on a linear y equals mx plus b, what does the m represent?
the slope.
Yep, which means the rate of growth, right? And what does the B represent? What does that represent though? Starting.
You could also say
When x equals
24
0.
both sides.
So what does it mean that 18 is the starting point? No. What does 18 represent? The slope. What does that mean?
That means the
Rise over
18
rise.
cents
It's
per
your
mile
rate.
you drove
It's how many additional dollars you pay for every additional
cents.
mile you drive. So that's the rate is 18 cents per mile. What does the 24 represent? The starting point. When x equals 0, that means when you drive 0 miles, how much do you have to pay?
$24.
$24. Okay, so which one of these are equivalent? Okay, is A look the same?
C.
What's wrong with A?
Oh my. Because the X is in
The X is on the 24, not on the 18 cents. What about B?
the same thing. And the X
No.
X to the
Oh, there's
24.
two X's, okay?
And
20
that's two.
C is correct. What about D?
Correct.
Correct, because you just subtract 24.
All you have to do is add 24 on both sides and you get what you want. What about E?
That is wrong.
No.
The rest are wrong.
Okay, so C and D are the right ones. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you just put C or you just put D, you're going to get it wrong. So make sure you check every cada uno, okay?
I would have just put in
You should say cada uno, don't you think?
C.
That's how long the finals will be.
32 questions. All right. Yes.
Fair enough.
If you add 24 on both sides, then y equals this, right? Okay? Good question. All right, now we're going to skip. I guess you guys thought everything else was really easy, and we're going to skip to 32.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
32.
32, 32.
Antonio left you? Yeah.
Okay, it says segment GH and point K are shown, and then they want to know the distance from K to the midpoint of GH. So can I just estimate where the midpoint of GH would be? Let's say somewhere around here. And they want the distance from point K to the midpoint. So they want KM. So if I want to find KM, what do I have to use? The distance formula, right? And to find M though, I have to use the midpoint formula. Okay, do you guys remember the midpoint formula? It's the average of the x's, remember? x1 plus x2 divided by 2. y1 plus y2 divided by 2. You're just averaging the x's and averaging the y's, right? Okay, so what is the midpoint between G and H? Add the x's, so negative 5 plus 9 divided by 2, and 8 plus negative 2 divided by 2. Negative 5 plus 9 is 4. 8 minus 2 is 6. Half of 4 is 2. Okay, so this, hey, my guess was pretty good. It's 2 comma 3. That's the midpoint.
That was very accurate.
It was quite. Okay? You guys see how I use the midpoint formula to find the middle?
Yeah.
I average the x's, I average the y's. Well, if that's the middle, they want me, the only hard part is memorizing the formulas and then understanding the question. What's the distance from where? Point K to the midpoint of GH. Well, from K to the midpoint is this distance right here, right? I need to find out how long that is. Okay, do you guys remember the distance formula?
C. It's a square root of x1 minus x. No, x2 minus x1
Squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Do you guys remember what formula this comes from?
Yes.
Pythagorean theorem. Because look, if I make a right triangle here, y2 minus y1 is here, x2 minus x1 is here, and if I do this side squared plus this side squared, I get that squared, and I square root it, and I get that side. Okay, so what am I going to do? The distance, okay, of km equals the square root of, hey, what are my x1 and y1s? I'm doing the distance between this point, -1, -3, and the midpoint, right? So k is this one, m is that one. So I'm going to do 2 minus -1 squared plus 3 minus -3 squared. What happens to the two negatives? This is where people go wrong. Two negatives makes a positive, so it becomes 2 plus 1, which is 3. And then the two negatives become a positive, so 3 plus 3, which is 6, not 9. So then it's 9 plus 36, which is 45. And we can estimate 45, what's the nearest perfect square?
3 square root.
45 to the half power.
49 and 36 are the closest, right? Square root of 36 is 6, square root of 49 is 7, so square root of 45 has to be bigger than 6, closer to 7, so 6 point something.
6.7.
Apparently, if you look at your use your calculator, it's actually 6.7. Okay? Do you guys remember this from Miss
No.
Silvers?
Ooh, throwback Thursday.
I had her in 6th grade.
Yeah, I told you to bring your calculator. Are you not listening?
Miss,
Yes.
we can't leave it at square root 45.
If you didn't have a calculator, you could leave it, or you would reduce it to what? Square root of 45 is 9 times 5, but the square root of 9 is
3 square root 5.
3, so you could also say it's
Okay.
that. Okay? Alrighty, tighties. Okay, so we're gonna do 35, 6, and 7, and then I guess you're done.
On the quiz, have you ever watched, would they like have answers that like, would they tell you to start with the?
Yeah, they'll specify how they want the answer. Okay, so look, number 35, 35. Un pedacito de fábrica, pedacita, triangular, está hecho,
Está haciendo
¿cómo se dice according to?
I'm hungry.
de acuerdamente a
Acuerdamente, okay, a las especificaciones abajo. Okay, what kind of triangle is this?
It's a right triangle.
30, 60, 90. And what do we know about 30, 60, 90 triangles?
No idea. I don't know those.
Okay, the short leg is
2n.
X or N. Which one's 2N?
The long leg.
The hypotenuse. And the long leg is?
I never liked it.
Oh, this is so easy. So if I give you this, yeah, X rad 3. So if I gave you the short leg, that's the easiest one. That means you know that this side is
18.
double, so it's
18 times
36. This one is 18 rad 3. That's too easy.
Okay.
I love that one.
I do too. Because 18 times 2.
¿Y ahora?
That's 18, that's a 10.
¿Y ahora qué?
Okay, let's do another one because that was too easy.
That was all.
Number 28, 28, yeah. Well, that's if you reduce, or if you use the calculator, 18 rad 3 is approximately 31.2. Yeah. 28. 20. Porque eso también es un, ¿qué?
I don't like these.
Triángulo con 30, 60 y 90. Ok. ¿Cuál es mi X?
X.
¿Cuál lado es el X? Home base. The short leg is my X. And so then my hypotenuse is 2x. And this is x rad 3. But they already told you that my 2x equals 17. So if I want to know my short leg, I have to do what? Cut it in half because it was doubled. So x is going to be 17 divided by 2, which is half of 17 is 8.5. Okay? All right, low key, let me give you guys a problem. Low key. No. Just do it right here. Y'all have space here. You got too excited.
Oh, man. We have time. Math is life.
True.
Oh, it's time. Oh, we gotta do this?
Well, you don't have to, but
You have to.
how come you don't eat lunch?
I did it.
Oh,
I had a retake.
Have you seen the school pizza? It's pretty gross. That thing will kill you.
Pizza. Okay, so what if I tell you that this is...
One time I saw the pizza move.
Okay, you guys, what if I tell you that this is 10?
Then that would be a lot.
Okay, can you guys find me the perimeter of this shape? The perimeter?
So,
Yes,
so
we can.
you're gonna have to
Put
add
10.
all 3 sides.
Alright, so that's 10. And then that's
What's this side gonna be?
Which one's
20,
Why?
30.
Oh, 4 sides.
Why is this also 10?
Because it's
Which
equal.
one is 10? Which one is
Equal
10?
This is 10.
Equilateral.
Why is it equal? It's not equilateral. It's a, why is it isosceles? It's a 45, 45, 90 triangle, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we know? Do we know this long hypotenuse?
Yes.
What is it?
10,
10 rad 2 because it's a 45, 45, 90, yes? Yeah.
True.
You don't want to miss this. Okay, what else? What else do we know? If this is 10,
We know that the other
how
one
much is the
30,
hypotenuse?
60, 90 triangle.
yeah, 30, 60, 90. So this one is
X rad 3.
20 because it's the hypotenuse, and this one is 10 rad 3. Now what is the perimeter of this shape?
Add them all.
You add the alpha.
Okay, so let's start with a 10 plus 10 rad 2 plus 10 rad 3 plus 20. Can I add these all together and say 10, 20, 30, 40? 40 rad 5? Which ones are able to be added?
30, 10 and 20.
The 10 and 20.
And 10.
Can this be added?
No.
Can these be combined
Yes.
into 20 rad 5? 10, 20 rad 6?
10 rad 5.
10 rad 5?
I don't know.
No, they cannot be added because these are not like terms.
If they
So
were,
10 rad 2 plus 10 rad 3, and that's it.
If they were, what would you do?
If they were the same, if it was like 10 rad 3 plus 10 rad 3, then you can say it's 20 rad 3. No. Could you do the same problem if instead of 10 I gave you something else?
Yes.
If I gave you a variable
Well, should do it right now, man.
or a variable?
Yes.
Okay, could you do it?
Of course.
Good. All right, moving on. Now you can go to the bathroom. 35, you're welcome.
You already went.
36 and 37. Oh, this is a great one.
I asked for that one.
Good. Okay,
Which one?
36. I want you guys to understand what they're asking you to do.
Math.
Okay. It says the formula for the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2. Where h is the height and b1 and b2 are the lengths of the two parallel sides. Based on the formula, which of these followings are also true? Select all that apply. So these could be all right. It could be A, B, C, D, E. So basically, what have these choices done? What have they done? They've solved for what?
They solved for one of the sides B1.
Yeah, see, this equation solved for who? The equation was in terms of A, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
But instead of A being by itself in the other formulas, they got H by itself, or B1 or B2 by itself. So we have to try to solve for the other ones and see if it's equal to any of these. What am I trying to test you here?
Your
If you could like
manipulate the original.
Manipulate the original equation. What? Other ways? What
new
skill am I
equation.
tasting? What skill am I testing that we learned this year?
transforming equation.
No. Well, we didn't really learn it, but we just reviewed it because you learned it in Algebra 1.
Factory.
It's solving. It's just solving. PEMDAS, right? And using inverse operations, right? So let's first solve for h. How can I get h by itself?
Alright. No.
First multiply by 2.
No.
Get rid of 2.
No.
Multiply by 2 on both sides? Okay. I'm going to do it on my little post-it here. If I multiply 2 on both sides, okay, so then I get 2a equals, the 2 and the 1/2 cancel, right?
True.
Equals h times b1 plus b2. So that's better than all of them because I don't have that fraction there. If I wanted h by itself, what would I have to do? Divide by b1 plus b2 on both sides, right? So now h is by itself. What is h? 2a over b1 plus b2. Okay, which choice looks like that? D. D, it looks exactly like what we got, huh? Yeah, Luis? What about E? Is E the same thing? Why? Oh, wait a minute. Can I factor out the 1/2 down here? If I factor out the 1/2, what's left? B1 plus B2. Hey, but what do we do with the fraction that's on the bottom?
Flip it.
Copy,
Multiply.
change, flip. So this is the same thing as just multiplying by the reciprocal, which is the same thing as this, right? So you see how it really is the same? Multiplying by 2 on the top is the same thing as dividing by 1/2 on the bottom. Yeah? Yeah, Bon? So E is also correct. Okay? Now let's look at B1 and B2.
B2.
Okay, let's solve for B2. Fine.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, is there any difference between B1 and B2? They're pretty much the same, yeah? Do we want to start all over or should we start at the second step? Can we just start the second step? Look, we got this far. 2A equals H times B1 plus B2. We're trying to get B1. Let's solve for B1 first. We want to get B1 by himself.
So first you divide
What,
H.
should I subtract B2 on both sides? No, why not?
H.
What's the last thing that happened to the B? It got multiplied by H, so we have to divide by H on both sides. So B1 plus B2 equals 2A over H.
Subtract B1.
Okay? Now at this point, if I want B1 by himself, what should I do? Subtract B2 on both sides, so I get 2A over H minus B2. You see what I did? I just flipped the order. Yeah?
Yeah, and then you flip B1 and B2.
If I wanted B2 by himself, what should I do? Subtract B1 on both sides, right?
B2 equals 2A over H minus B1.
You guys see that? So which ones are like that? Okay, look at C. B2 is 2A over H minus B1. Hey, that's exactly what we said. What's wrong with B1? What's wrong with this one?
It's not being.
Where's the 2?
It's on the H.
It's in the denominator. Should it be there? No. What about what's wrong with letter B?
The signs were flipped.
Yeah, shouldn't the 2A be positive and the B2 be negative? So that's the opposite. That's a negative. So the answers are C. Thank you. You guys seem really excited. Okay. Oh, this one is exciting actually. Because, yeah, anyway, you'll see why tomorrow or whenever. Okay, so a student is told that the area of a circle can be found using this formula. The student needs to find the diameter of a circle, complete the equation given by writing an expression for the diameter of a circle in terms of its area. So what are they asking you to do? Find the expression for diameter in terms of area. What does that mean?
Solve for D.
Solve for D.
Yeah, let's get that.
That's right. Who's bothering the D?
Bonnie!
No! Who's bothering the D? The squared and the pi and the 1/4. So we got to get rid of everybody. Yeah, okay. So what happened to the D first? It got squared and then it got multiplied by pi and 1/4. So who should I get rid of first?
Exponent.
No, that's the
Just
one.
kidding.
The last thing. Okay, so how do I get rid of
You got divide 1/4.
multiply? Okay, so wait, Frankie says divide by 1/4. George says multiply by 4. Who's right?
It's the same thing.
Same thing. What do you guys want to do?
Multiply.
Okay, multiply by 4.
4A.
So 4a equals, what's 4 times 1/4? What's 1/4 of 4? 1. Okay, so pi times d squared. Now who do I need to get rid of?
Divide by pi.
Pi. So then 4a, can I simplify that? 4a divided by pi?
Yeah, square root.
No, I can't, right? It just stays like that?
Yeah.
So is d by itself?
Oh, you got a square root on both sides.
So d equals the square root of 4a over pi.
You got a square root there, both sides.
Can I reduce that at all?
Yeah.
How? Oops.
Wait, what?
Can anybody come out of the house?
Yes, 4.
So 4 comes out, becomes a 2. Who stays in? So which one is the answer?
Maloch.
You know what? These are all the answer choices. All of these are correct. If you left it like this, is correct. If you simplify it like this, is correct. If you wrote the PI, that's correct. These are all correct. Okay?
Have you ever made pizza?
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
why is B and D equal 1?
B and D are the same thing. We just took the 4 out of the radical and became 2.
4 out of the
Those are all correct.
4 out of the
Look, square root of 4 is 2.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, I think that's it. Wait, where's 38? You guys lied to me. Oh no, no you didn't.
There's actually 38.
Oh, we already, no.
There's no 38.
Okay, did you guys have any other questions from the midterm? I mean the final?
Yeah, 38.
Besides 38, we'll save that for
She already did
today after school at 6:30. Come, I'll do it.
Alright, 39.
I'll be here.
I got practice.
39.
Liar, there's no practice today.
All right, you guys.
Tomorrow.
In that case,
Or Wednesday.
we're done.
Time.
Until